Should you start with a general store or niche store? I don't like either, and I'm going to tell you why. What's going on, guys? I'm Braden Wuerch. If this is your first time on my channel, make sure you hit subscribe. I continue to over-deliver insane value to you guys every day to grow you personally and financially as well. Alright, so today I want to go ahead and talk about whether you should start with the general store or niche store. This is one of the most asked questions I get, and I see it's a very popular topic in the dropshipping world, and for good reason. So I actually don't like either general stores or niche stores when starting, and I'll get to what I like to use at the end. But first I'm going to talk about the pros and cons of general stores and niche stores. Because there are some good things about each one. So first, a general store. General store is kind of like Walmart. You've got apparel, electronics, home goods. You've got everything, and it's mainly meant purely for testing. And so what's great about it is you can test products really quickly. If you've got a good, efficient ad strategy, you can essentially just be going through the list, just testing new products. And then for the long term, if you want to hold on to a general store, essentially, it's great for finding seasonal products or finding each new winning product, and it doesn't even matter on what niche it is. You can just have, one day it might be a phone telescope that's working really, really well. You have that for a few months, and then you find a winning product in the apparel niche, and then you run with that for a while. So you can actually have a pretty successful general store, but the cons of it is you're not going to be able to build as strong of a brand, one, and two, you're not going to be able to benefit from what you'd get out of a niche store. With a niche store, you're going to get much more of a passionate audience. You're going to be able to draw the audience in that you want specifically for that niche much easier, and you're going to get many more cross-sells and upsells. And another downside to general stores, I don't know if you guys have ever eaten at Cheesecake Factory, but the menu's massive. And at least for me, when I've got a massive menu and everything's looking good or not so good, it's hard for me to choose what I want right then. So it's kind of the same thing. For many customers, it can just become overwhelming or confusing. And that's the biggest reason I don't really like general stores. So a niche store, on the flip side, and I'm primarily going to talk about heavy niche, so what you see a lot of times on YouTube, so say the dog niche. So it's very niche down. For a niche store, you're going to have a very passionate audience. So you're going to have an audience that you can tap into immediately, and it's easy to target with Facebook ads, with influencers. It's easy to target that audience, and you will get sales in the beginning. The downside to it is, one, you're not going to have as many products to test right off the bat. And two, it can take a little bit of time to build up the brand. Now, what's great about it is that you can build a brand, and you can start building a brand right off the bat, but it sometimes takes more time to get traction and get going with consistent big sales. Another downside is you're limiting yourself to one niche. So if that niche isn't popular during that period of time, you can somewhat be shooting yourself in the foot, setting up the store, and limiting yourself to, the 20, 40 products, whatever you have on the store, and then it just doesn't take off. It doesn't do well. All the products you have don't do well. And so basically you're putting all your eggs in one basket on a very niche down store. So I don't prefer to start with a general or very niche down store. What I prefer and what I've always done is a mid-level niche. And so what a mid-level niche is like electronics or like gaming, more specifically gaming. Or instead of just apparel, it'll be streetwear. I've got a lot of options I can put in the store. I can make many different collections, but it's still in a certain niche. So I have a huge amount of options as far as testing products, but at the same time I can already start building out the brand. So with the general store, you can be testing a bunch of products, but you're not really able to build brand awareness and everything like that. With a mid-level niche, you can already start building the brand while you're testing products, and then when you find a winning product, that's when you can niche down around that product. And so let's take sunglasses for example. I always use that as an example. Once you find that sunglasses are selling really well, what you'll want to do is test it with a few different other types of sunglasses, as well as testing it in many other countries. If you have 1 to 3 winning products in the same niche, or you've got 1 winning product and 2 that sell really well, what you'll want to do is niche down around those products. So what you'll do is you'll build a sunglass store, and the reason you want to do this is you want to build a go-to brand. And what this does is when you're running ads for, say, sunglasses, whenever someone's clicking on your ad to go to your store, they're interested in buying sunglasses. So if you have a sunglass store and you have discounted sunglasses compared to the Sunglass Hut, Ray-Ban, whatever, there's a good chance they're going to want to buy multiple sunglasses because you've got good sunglasses for very discounted price. So this is where upsells and cross sells, the front end, the back end, becomes extremely powerful, is when you do niche down. But as I said in the beginning, when testing and starting out, I do not recommend going straight in on a certain niche. I recommend starting with a mid-level niche, being able to test and build the brand at the same time, and then niching down from there. It's the way I've done it, and it's the most efficient in my opinion for scaling stores quickly and in the right way, but to huge numbers. And so definitely give this a try. If you're on the fence on whether to go general or niche, I'd say right in the middle. Go right in the middle, and that's a pretty safe spot to be for testing. I hope you guys found insane value in this video. I continue to over-deliver value to you guys every day. Make sure to leave a like, hit subscribe if you haven't already. Keep grinding, y'all. See you in the next video.